Welcome in, guys. It is Brad with College SportsCast. Welcome to the return of Wildcat Weekly.
Thank you for tuning in to College SportsCast. College SportsCast presents Wildcat Weekly.
Welcome, guys. It's Brad with College SportsCast. John and I are back Monday nights here to do Wildcat Weekly with you guys. We look forward to a great show. Before we get started, real quick, I do want to mention our Facebook. If you're on Facebook with us, we're getting very close now to 8,000. We appreciate you greatly. We are growing tremendously. Hit that subscribe button on our Facebook page. Man, it's just 99 cents. Gives you your own subscribers page and a chat that we're in daily and have a little fun in, plus post some news and info and things like that. So it's only 99 cents a month. Hit that subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, man, we appreciate you as well. Our YouTube is growing quite a bit as well lately. And we are getting closer and closer to that 750 mark. And we appreciate you. Like, comment, share, hit that like and subscribe. All right. What's up, John?
Not much, man. What's up?
We got a couple of big games to talk about, but before we do. I know you've got something kind of close to home that you want to mention real quick.
Yeah, my little sis, Timberly Frederick, she played ball at Mount Central High School. She's doing a fundraiser. It's a program, how do I say it? A gift of hope. It's like, a community service outreach, feed those in need, deliver meals to those who can't make it, provide a worship service, gifts, bags, school supplies, rehab, shelters. She's a little new to this, which, starting something, but she's got a big heart, Brad. And I'm thankful for her. I'm thankful that she's doing this. You can contact her at her Facebook page, Timberly Frederick, or my dad's page, Duke Hammonds, or her mother's page, Tabitha Turtle Frederick. She just wants to make a change in someone's life, and that makes a difference for me. The kid's got a big heart. She's got a heart of gold. I love her to death. She's my little sis, and I think the world of her, and I think what she's doing is an absolutely wonderful thing. And sis, I just want you to know that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I hope this works, and I hope that you can get the community involved and get more people involved. And if those that are watching us want to connect with them, I will share more as it goes. I think it's going to start in March, Brad. I'm not for sure. I believe I'm going to kind of promote it on the Kentucky show the next couple of weeks. So I figured I told her I would promote it tonight and going forward. So, Timberly, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the way you've grown up. As much as, I miss my grandparents, they would definitely be proud of you, Mama and Papa. So good job on what you're doing, and I love you.
So if you want to help out or want to give or want to reach people, just follow her or ask John.
I'll share it. I'll share it from time to time, each time she updates, and then I'll kind of come on the show next week and keep promoting it, and hopefully we can get some outsiders to kind of join in on it.
That sounds good, man. Sounds good. Always trying to help people out and be a good citizen, I guess you could say.
Definitely in this day and age.
All right, man. Our home field apparel is up on the bottom of the screen, and at the top of the screen tonight while we were doing this, we're going to have our QR code up. If you want some really cool UK gear, check out Home Field Apparel. Actually, there's over 180, 190 teams. But if you want some really cool gear, check out Home Field Apparel. Use our code CSCast. If you're a first-time buyer, you'll get 15% off by using that. If not, it'll help us as well, but you will get some percentage off.
And while we're on that topic from home field, I have a T-shirt that I'm going to – I don't know how we're going to do it, Brad. I got an extra one in the mail from one I ordered.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it needs to go to a Kentucky fan, honestly, because it says it's football time in the Bluegrass, so it needs to go to a UK fan. It's a 3X. I got big shoulders. I'm a bigger guy, and I'm how to do that. We'll have to work with it, and maybe people comment their name, and maybe just do it out of a hat, a drawing, and whoever wins it, I can mail it to them, because I would like to do that for somebody, because those shirts are pretty awesome, and they're throwbacks.
They are, absolutely. So that QR code will be up as we're talking tonight. Just want everybody to know that. That's for Home Field Apparel. So, all right, John, we had a big weekend here for all Wildcat fans. Actually, a big weekend in Fayetteville, Arkansas, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
So I want to get started with the men's team here tonight. We do have a new logo at the top right. John kind of created that today, a little surprise, but been working on that. Just wanted to shout that out as well. But John, big win this weekend for Mark Pope and the Kentucky team. They actually played a full game effort and jumped out and played a full game and got a big win in Bud Walton Arena in Fayetteville this weekend, 85-77. Just what's your initial thoughts? I have a few other things here to talk about during the game, but just what's your initial thoughts on how big of a win that was?
It was a big win, Brad, especially after the 25-point game blowout against Vanderbilt in Nashville. It felt like that Kentucky came in and they didn't want to get embarrassed again. The thing that really stood out to me, Brad, was Oweh. He played 38 minutes, Brad. That's a lot of minutes. A lot.
It is
terrific. He sent a message. In the second half, I think Kentucky was trailing 59-57, I believe. He stole a pass for a dunk. He's playing, Brad, like the best player. And he went toe-to-toe with Darius Acuff for 40 minutes.
He did, and actually outscored him by 2, to be honest with you, in this game.
I'm going to tell you another one I thought stepped up big was Malachi Marino. The stat line, he had 11 points, Brad. He had 7 rebounds. I think he had 2 blocks. He was plus 16, Brad.
Yeah.
Plus 16 with Trevin Brazile and Malik Ewing, a tough group in the front court. He held his own. He hit some big buckets. He pulled down some key rebounds. This kid is getting a lot more experience. For me, he's going to be critical going down the stretch. And then the third thing I kind of want to bring up is Trent Noah. Everybody says, well, he didn't play a lot of minutes. He played 19, but he had 9 points. But one of those was a big 3 right before halftime. To come in, get 7 rebounds with all that emotion that was going on. He hit some clutch free throws. Like you said, he hit a tough 3-pointer in the first half to keep Kentucky ahead by a couple possessions. I felt like it was huge. Everybody knows their role, Brad. And I think they're beginning to know their role. I don't think 3 weeks ago everybody knew their role, but Kentucky before the Vanderbilt game had went on a 5-game win streak, played tough, and then kind of had the dud at Vandy, but then come back and get this win. That's 6 out of 7 wins here. They're now 6-3 after starting 0-2 in the SEC. What I liked in this game more than anything, John, was how they started the game. They did. Got out 14-5. They got on Calipari early. You know, A-Cuff missed a couple shots that he normally makes. You know, I'll be honest with you, Brad. During that whole first half, if it wasn't for Brazil, Arkansas is probably not in that game. Brazil made a difference in that game in the first half. I felt like he played really well. I thought Malik Thomas, he got into some foul trouble. There was a couple other guys that come in off the bench. I think DJ Wagner made a couple plays, but I'll talk about DJ Wagner on a bit here in a minute about pissed me off, to be honest. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But I want to say this real quick about Ortega, going back to Ortega. For Kentucky,
9 of the last 13 games have been 20-plus points.
The thing about Ortega that I really love, Brad, is he's going downhill.
Well, that's where he's best. That's where he's best.
Games last year, when he goes downhill and he just takes over a game, he's a completely different player. I think he decided in that game on Saturday that he had had enough of the embarrassment at Vanderbilt, and he said, you know what, I'm going to take this game over. And that's exactly what he did. Because at the end of the game, he said it was personal. He felt like they let down the state of Kentucky with that performance. He came in and he put a staple on that game. And, my God, you come out of Arkansas with that kind of win.
I'll put that up, Dallas. Don't give him credit for that.
You got 2 1A road wins, Brad. One at Tennessee and another one at Arkansas. And now you got – can you imagine sweeping Tennessee?
Well,
with Tennessee coming up Saturday?
We're going to get to that. Let's hope that happens. But, you know, in this game, John, this Kentucky team, let's be honest, all season long, they have struggled getting out of the gates in games. They just have not performed really well at all the first 10 minutes, first 15 minutes of games. And in this game, not only did they play decent, I mean, they were on fire. I think we were up 26-13 or something like that, had a 13-point lead there at one time, man. And just really played well in this game. Held on at halftime, John. They still had a 7-point lead at halftime. Arkansas did try to cut it. I think they cut it to like 3 or something. We pushed it back out to 7.
You know where I think this game changed?
Well, I can tell you exactly. That's what we're fixing to talk about next.
Well, the second half was part of it. But I think it started in the first half, right before halftime with Ortega and Brazil.
Yeah, it did.
It pissed Ortega off to the point that he said, you know what? I'm not going to allow this, and I'm going to take this game over. And then the second half happened, and I want to talk about this because this is sorry, Brad. This is embarrassing.
Bill says to hell with Doug Chels.
This is on levels of I don't know what levels you call it. It's I don't know. Like, I'm gonna go. Let me say this. You had the technical on Brandon Garrison, okay, which I understood that you can't stand over your opponent and kind of flex and do all that stuff. I understood that one. But the technical that shows called on Diabate, where Mo was just talking to himself like going out of bounds with nobody in front of him, clearly shows me that shows cannot be impartial. For me, that should be enough to get the SEC to kick him out.
I'm fully – look, I've been posting about it ever since. I'm not going to stop. I even made a story on it today. It was a joke, but I mean, I'm not going to stop, to be honest with you. This guy needs to be controlled. It's really insane. And I've got second half madness on here, John, but like you said, it really started towards the end of the first half. Oweh tried to cross the lane on a 1-and-1. And Brazil kind of gave him a bump and a shove. And here's the thing. Shells went to the damn monitor. 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes sitting over there and went to the damn monitor and come back with nothing for Trevin Brazil. Nothing. Gave double technicals on the two guys.
Common foul on both, yeah.
Yeah, which was nothing. I mean, basically done nothing. And then at the very end, DJ Wagner in that first half at the very end literally took two hands and just shoved Colin Chandler to the ground. Now, Colin hit the shot, and there was a foul call, but that play should have been reviewed right there. Do you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, I'm with you. You had, and then, like, okay, let's go to where it was. Kentucky was up by 5, right? They got a flagrant foul, flagrant one technical. Ewing, I can't. I think that's how you pronounce. He missed 2 free throws, so Arkansas got down 5, right? Well, Cuff then got the flagrant when Brandon Garrison was standing over him. Cuff made 2 of those, which cut the lead to 3. Then Ewing missed a layup, but then Mark Pope got a technical. He got in the face of Doug Shows and was kind of Doug Shows and kind of basically, defending his team. A Cuff made both of those.
Well, that was on the 10-second call, which was the very next play, trying to bring the ball up the floor. And Bill has been saying, I have not rewatched it. Bill's been saying ever since it happened that it wasn't a 10-second call.
Well, and then you had Billy Richmond. He had a dunk. They were up 1, then they built the lead to 4. Kentucky came back to tie it up, and that's when Arkansas was hit for a flagrant. Malik was hit for 1. Kentucky scored 7 straight points on that in that little possession. I'm going to tell you where I thought this is where I thought the game pretty much flipped. The moment Pope had that technical, I think it was 14 minutes to go, I feel like the officiating thought, okay,
it actually kind of
call this game
after
tight.
that. Yeah,
Kentucky
it almost felt like it almost felt like the officiating, John, had to make up for those calls, and for the next 3 or 4 minutes, everything kind of went for us and against them. It seemed like.
Well, what I'm saying, become the aggressor, driving in the paint, Ortega. And the refs started, calling the fouls. You go back and listen to the announcers, they talked about it. They was like, drive it down there and make the refs make the call. Kentucky did that. And some of it was Arkansas, but there's a clear difference in the number of free throws. And I'm going to tell you something that, speaking of free throws, something that really shocked me was Arkansas came in shooting 74% from free throws, right? I think they was 84% with Thomas. A Cuff was at 77. There was a couple others that had in the home game against LSU, they shot 38, but they shot 83 against Vanderbilt, 84 against Oklahoma, and they shot 61 against Kentucky. 61% is not a great recipe. And I feel like that was the deciding factor. And
I mean, I know Cal brought that up as well, but I'm going to be honest with you, John. Kentucky missed 11 free throws too. Arkansas missed 10. So it kind of offset each other, if you ask me.
I'll tell you another thing that I thought was another big problem. Kentucky was +9 3-point shooting against Arkansas, okay? Arkansas is averaging 8.5, I think, per game, 8.6. If the team had scored most of their average behind the arc, Arkansas probably wins this game. They missed some threes. Brazil missed a
Yeah, I
couple
mean,
in
they
second
did.
half.
Listen, they didn't shoot the three well, and that helped us out on Saturday for sure. But look, I want to talk about Oweh. You've talked about Oweh a little bit. I mean, the man's been playing possessed the last, like I said, he's got 9 out of 13 20-plus point games, and Oweh's been playing possessed, but and rightfully so. He gets most of the credit, but man, game after game after game, Colin Chandler comes up with clutch plays.
Well, he hit the big three with 10:52. They was down 4.
Yeah,
needed that. I'm not sure had that gone in, Kentucky don't that game.
And then at the end there, I mean, when they needed
4,
a bucket,
and that kind of changes everything.
There was 7 seconds to go on the shot clock, and they're taking it out past half court. And he runs to the lane, fakes, spins, and shoots just a really pretty 12, 14-foot fadeaway. And I mean, just clutch, absolute clutch.
Yeah, he's knocking them down consistently. I feel like it's making a big difference for this team. Listen, I talked about Malachi Marino. I feel like the more experience this kid gets.
I agree with that, Wireman.
Listen, Brad, he's a hometown kid. He's He's getting used to playing these type games. He's becoming a key contributor. There was a shot that Oweh airballed, and Marino caught it under the goal and put it back in to put them back up 5. Like little things like that make a difference in winning and losing. And I think looking at that, it's not as much how much as he scores, it's how much.
I mean, Aberdeen had 10. Aberdeen in the first half hit 2 big 3-pointers. I don't have his name on here, but Aberdeen played fairly well as well in this game. But I thought those 4 players that I have up on the board, and I want to give a shout out to Trent Noah, because Trent Noah really has not been playing all that much lately. He had an ankle injury. He didn't even play at all in like 4 or 5 games. He played a little bit the last game or 2 since Cam Williams.
I do have little news. According to Pope on his show, Ortega's been dealing with a little bit of an ankle injury. So this kid is tough as nails. He said he would be full go tomorrow. He knows that if they lose him, the season's probably done.
Well, I mean, after everybody else that you lost, yes. But truly, Trent Noah coming off the bench on the road in a ruckus environment. I mean, I thought Trent Noah played really well. I loved his splash 3 and the shush to the crowd, man. I mean, just like the confidence that he played with when he really hasn't been playing all that much lately was really nice to see from Noah.
It was. Noah is a good piece to keep for next year. We had me and you had talked, and Bill in our subscriber group, we was talking kind of like the roster for next year.
The shush 3. I liked it, Josh.
There's some pieces on this team that you need to keep for next year. Yelovich, Chandler, Noah, and then, you kind of go out and maybe get 3 or 4 guys from the portal, maybe even 3, and kind of build with this team, because I see some progress here, Brad.
Absolutely. I think Yelovich played really good as well. I don't have his name on here as well, but when he was out there, I forgot now, he played 16, 18, 19 minutes, I believe, something like that. But when he was out there, I thought he played really well, held his own. And these are pieces that a month ago what was barely playing. I mean, Yelovich, like Noah back earlier, like he went 4 or 5 games and didn't even get off the bench, didn't take his warm-up off. So,
I noticed it, Brad. I was watching the Field of 68 the other night. They was talking about how this game changes Kentucky.
It's possible, Josh.
And Randolph Childress brought up a good point. He was talking about the win at LSU. He said it wasn't a great team that they was playing, but they have been playing better basketball. The LSU win, the Texas win, the Tennessee win.
And to win a game that you were down with 1.6 seconds, that play at the end and have that confidence to do that. And Malachi Marino, the Malachi Miracle, by the way, is what I think everybody's calling it.
Well, everybody looks at the Vanderbilt game, and I'm going to say this about the Vanderbilt game. I know a lot of people don't want to bring this up, but before that game, Vanderbilt had hit a tough spot. I think they lost 2 games. It was kind of desperate.
Yeah.
Kentucky met a wrong Vanderbilt team that night. They just ran into a buzzsaw.
Yeah, sometimes you have a bad night, and they did that night.
They did. And now you got the big week. Oklahoma coming to town, Tennessee at home, 2 winnable games at Rupp.
Oklahoma, 2 home games that you're probably going to be favored in, even against Tennessee. I would think will be favored at home.
I'll be honest with you. This Oklahoma game scares me a little bit. Just by the mere fact that Nigel Pack can really shoot the 3. They got some good interior players. They got a couple of guys from the portal that's really, really good. Pack was one of them. This is a team that kind of
that's hard to beat, Bill. 9 of 13 from 3 to start with.
Kind of worries me a little bit, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, this Oklahoma team, people think, they ain't no good. They've had leads in almost every game. They've just blown the leads. They kind of the opposite of what Kentucky has done. Kentucky had starting off slow and then building these leads and winning a few games the last month. Oklahoma's done the opposite. They've had 13-point leads, 15-point leads, and blown leads early in games and gotten beat.
Yeah,
Oklahoma's been the opposite.
They don't play good away from home. They're not great. Wagyu is really good in the paint. He hurt Kentucky a little bit last year. You got Forsythe, he's back. Nigel Pack is their guy. Jaden Jones, Tay Davis, Darian Reed. He's really good. He was the transfer from Alabama. Porter Moser's a good coach, Brad. Porter Moser.
The one thing I want to say about I agree. The one thing I want to say about the Oklahoma game is this. Oweh and Garrison have to keep their composure.
Yeah.
Oweh played at Oklahoma, and Garrison is from Oklahoma and played at Oklahoma State. They don't like each other. These 2 teams, they don't like each other. Mm-mm. So Oweh and Garrison are going to have to keep their composure in this game.
Yeah, I might wire them. Oklahoma is a must-win game because if you win that one and you lose Tennessee, it don't look as bad. But I think if you win both of those, you're setting yourself up pretty good.
I mean, I agree with you. I'm trying to read the comments down there and kind of read through, glance. But I agree with you, man. I mean, look, Oklahoma, I feel like is a must-win game, Wireman. I agree with that 100%. It's at home. You're coming off of a big win here. You can't have a letdown. You get to the Tennessee game on Saturday, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Kentucky has kind of had their way with Tennessee the last 2-3 years. for the most part. And Tennessee is going to be coming for us and gunning for us on Saturday. 100%, they're going to be gunning for us. I mean, John, they've played a little better since we played them. They beat Alabama with Betty Yako
beat Auburn.
And Betty Yak KO'd Bama.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my little word.
Beat Auburn at home.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee's been playing better. They're moving up in the polls. They're about the same spot. 18, 19, somewhere around there that we played them the first time, I believe.
Here's the thing that I wanted to bring up. I brought it up just a little bit when we was talking about Oweh and the teams knowing their roles.
I agree with that, but when he loses his cool against Oklahoma, he kind of scares me that he's going to get tossed out.
I lost train of thought. You was talking to Josh.
Yeah, I was talking to Josh.
When you have Jalen Lowe out, probably not coming back, right? Cam Williams will be lucky to come back.
Tournament time, maybe.
Jaden Quaintance, who knows what's happening at this point? Everybody knows their role, okay? Ortega knows his. Denzel, Jasper come in and provide a few good minutes Saturday. The way this Kentucky team can win, Brad, is when they start games like they did against Arkansas. They're hitting shots. They're getting downhill. They're driving to the goal like they did a year ago. If you go back and rewatch some of the tournament games and some of the Oklahoma games and a few of those Florida games, they drove downhill with Oweh, and it changed the whole complexion of the team. It opened up everything else for everybody else. If Ortega can do that, what he did Saturday, I think this Kentucky team can go to the Sweet 16. I do.
Stephen, we hate it. And I made it clear about that.
That's a topic that we'll talk about another time. But
yeah.
And here's my question to that. I think Kentucky can play for a top four for a bye. I think there's some games in there that's winnable. You got the.
I'll be honest with you, John. To make the top four, I think you got to get to 12 wins in the SEC.
These two, you get Georgia at home, you get South Carolina on the road, you get Florida at home, you get Florida away, you get Texas A&M on the road, and then you get Vandy at home. And am I missing somebody else?
Georgia. Did you say Georgia?
Yeah, I said Georgia, that we play them at home.
Yeah.
Auburn. I forgot about Auburn. Auburn on the road. So I think to get in that top four, the bye in the tournament, you gotta get at least 12 or 13. I'm gonna say this about seeding. If they sweep Tennessee and say they beat Auburn, say they beat Florida, they beat Vanderbilt at home, okay? I think there's a chance, outside chance, they could be a 6 or a 5. Now, they're probably not going to get a 4. They're probably not going to get a 3. But there's an outside chance that they could get a 5 seed. But I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't want a 5. I'm going to tell you why. Because the 4 seed, I think they have to play the 1 seed in that.
Yeah, they do.
I would rather be the 6.
A 6 seed would be better, yeah, to be honest.
Be honest with you. So
a 6 seed gets the 3 and the 2, which would be a better matchup probably.
But anyways, I do think there's a chance to get a 5 seed. You're just going to have to win some of the. You're going to.
At this point, John, I think Kentucky fans can mostly relax about making the tournament. I think the floor is probably like a 9 or 10 seed, probably at this point.
Well, that can be. Win out and get a 3 seed, but I don't think they win out. This schedule's tough.
Yeah,
they're going They're going to lose some road games.
Yeah, I mean, we play Florida twice, Tennessee, Vandy, A&M on the road, Auburn on the road. I mean,
yeah, they're in the tournament, without a doubt.
I think with that win, I mean, honestly, now don't get me wrong. If we go 3-6 or something and completely fall apart, I mean, maybe not, but it's pretty much solid right now. I agree with that pretty much. All right, John, we are going to switch it up, man. We're going to go to the women. They played in Fayetteville and Bud Walton Arena as well. And one big piece come back for the women's team on Sunday, and that was Teonni Key. Teonni Key returned, first time she's played in 4 weeks. She comes in, she starts. She did not jump the ball, which I found interesting because she's always the one that jumps. But she did not do the jump. Clara Strack did, but she come in with 15 points and 10 rebounds and really helps the defense and spreads the floor, gets offensive rebounds. She truly helps this team greatly.
When this team is clicking, Brad, they're a really good basketball team. I think, they're heading into a tough stretch coming up.
They are.
You got Vanderbilt coming up, Texas.
Yeah.
They was trailing this game in the third quarter, right? 44-41. Kentucky scored 52 points over the last 14 minutes.
Yep.
And they made 17 of their last 22 shots. Listen, for a while, the Razorbacks played really well. They led for, 5 minutes, I think. Kentucky wasn't shooting the ball great. Arkansas hung tight before this. They played LSU tough. They played Georgia close for a while. Listen, Kelsey.
They wound up with a 20-point win, but you're right, man. A whole lot of it come at late in the third and the fourth quarter. But let's talk about Clara Strack for a minute, man. She wound up with a career day.
And she's 33 points, 15 rebounds. She was just a matchup problem for Arkansas. They tried to isolate her a lot, Brad, but they wasn't helping much. I mean, it's tough,
Well, it's amazing to me, John, the spacing that Teonni Key gives for Clara Strack.
Yeah, it helps.
It really, man, it's so different when she's on the floor. And yes, Josh, got to give her. She did hit 1,000 career points the other night with that 33-point performance. So awesome, Josh, that you knew that. I appreciate you bringing that up. She did get 1,000 points in her career against Arkansas. I'm sure Thursday night she'll get a game ball for her 1,000 points.
I want to say this real quick, Brad, while we're on this. If Kelsey Music is watching this, I want to say something. Keep it together. You're going to break through, and I sincerely mean that. These girls play hard for her. They give, Arkansas has been in a tough spot with the women's team the last few years. It's been a tough trajectory.
This is a first-year coach.
I feel like she's got them going in the right spot. And they played really tough with LSU, like I said, Georgia, Kentucky for a while. They just fell apart in the third quarter. They lost focus, and Kentucky just kind of warmed up. But I
agree.
Keep your head up.
Honestly, she needs a couple of more pieces, but she's got a couple of good pieces. That D's freshman is really good. She's got a couple of good pieces there. But, John, before I move on to the next one, I just want to say how great it was to see Clara play good again. Yeah. And I say again because in the 3 losses, for the first time they had 3 losses in a row. In the 3 losses, Clara Strack averaged 9 points a game in those 3 losses without Teonni Key. And when Key's back in, it just spaces the floor so much better for her. And it was good to see. The next one, I want to give a shout out to Asia Boone and Amelia Hassett. They were a big part of that late third, fourth quarter run. Hitting a lot of shots. Amelia wound up with 16. I think Asia Boone wound up with 11, I believe, if I remember right off the top of my head. And Hassett also had 7 rebounds, played really good, 16.7 rebounds. I think Asia Boone had 11 and 6. And Asia Boone's the smallest girl on the floor most of the time for Kentucky.
She can flat ball when she gets going from the 3-point line. She can flat put some points up. This team is going to need her down the stretch, I think. Especially when Tony Morgan needs a break or the girls need somebody to go get a bucket. I think Asia Boone is that type of player. So they're going to need her going forward, and I think they're going to need Hassett too. Hassett's
got to hit some shots. She struggled. She struggled early in this game, but she found her rhythm late.
She did. I think just having Key back makes a big difference in this team.
It does, absolutely. John, today there was some huge news for Kenny Brooks and for this. What's that?
It was a banner day.
Yeah, man. I mean, just huge news, man, for Kenny Brooks and this Kentucky women's team. I've been talking about it. I'm sure you guys have heard me talking about it, that they have 2 5-stars and a 4-star. They're all top 25, top 30 players in the country in the 2026 class. But all 3 today were announced as McDonald's All-Americans. Yep. I know Kentucky's had a few McDonald's All-Americans. I'm not going to say that they haven't, but I am next to positive that the women's team has never had 3 players make 1 year. This has to be a record.
Kentucky's 3 selections are tied for the most of any program.
Yep.
Now,
the only other program that has as many as Kentucky is Texas.
Yep. You got Maddie Greenway, Emily McDonald, and Savvy Swartz.
And I'm telling you guys, it is huge. I cannot wait to have a class like this. I'm so hoping that one of the big girls will want to come and follow these 3 like ball handlers and guards, because that's what I mean. Savvy Swords plays more like a small forward, but they're all kind of handle the ball, guard, shoot the ball, type player. They do have Kaylin Carroll, who's a freshman this year that was a McDonald's All-American last year. She's 6'3", is going to be a good piece, but she likes to shoot a lot from the outside. We need one more, at least really big girl to join these. And I'm going to be honest with you, John. This class with Kaylin Carroll, if he can land a big girl that is real, that can hold her own, I'm telling you right now, Kenny has this thing set up to be a top 5 team in a year or two, couple of years. Maybe.
I want to say this about Maddie Greenway. She's 5'8", Brad.
A ball of fire. A ball of fire.
She just passed the 5,000 point barrier.
Yep.
Let me read that again.
5,000.
5,000 for her high school career. You know how hard that is? For most girls, even guys.
She's played 18 games in high school this year. She's averaging 34.3 points a game, 8.3 assists, and 6.2 steals a game.
I want to say this too. You mentioned Schwartz a little bit, but I wanted to go to Emily. You know, she's playing about as good as anybody.
They're actually teammates now. Savvy Swords and Emily McDonald are teammates now on one of the best teams in the country.
Long Island Lutheran.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a really good player, McDonald. She's really good rebounding. She might be one of the best, I think, in the country that can rebound. And I feel like that's what Kentucky has missed. You know, Clara Strack's good, you know, Teonni Key's good, but you just need that one girl to go in there amongst the trees and just, you know, take a ball out. And I think Emily McDonald can be that person. And listen,
Emily McDonald is about 6 foot. Savvy Swords is 6'1" or 6'2"-ish. And she is a small forward play. And Emily McDonald is a true like shooting guard. I mean, that's what she plays, is a true shooting guard.
Pretty impressive, Brad. Pretty impressive.
So I had to give a huge shout out here, man. It is so big, man. I'm super stoked about the girls, about the women's team. And Kenny, fantastic, man. Go get you that one big girl, man, to go with this team and maybe replace Teonni. If you get those two, wow, watch out. Kentucky's coming for a Final Four. All right. That's next year. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the week ahead. They do have a tough week. We play Vandy at home and Texas on the road Sunday. This is kind of a make or break. I mean, these are high ranked teams, and it's going to be a very, very tough week.
Wouldn't be shocked if they drop both, but I wouldn't be shocked if they split. I think they can split. I think they can beat Vandy at home. I'll be honest with you, Brad. Beating Texas on the road is going to be tough.
Yeah, look, that one's going to be real tough. Texas on the road. If you're going to win one, you got to beat Vandy at home here. You basically, John, you have to try everything you can do to limit Michaela Blake's. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that that's an easy job. I'm also not going to sit here and pretend that you can do that for the whole game. But kind of like what Kentucky did with Acuff on Saturday, if you could limit her in one half, she's probably going to make some adjustments and play the next half really well. But if you could limit her in one half, you might give yourself a chance in this game. What do you think to that?
I think it's possible.
I mean, kind of like what they did against Acuff.
Yeah, sort of like what we did with the men. You know, Vandy, they lost. They come out and they beat Arkansas on the road. Be kind of nice, lose to Vandy, go to Arkansas or go to Texas and win. Like sort of like a different.
Oh man, that would be so sweet to beat Texas. You have no idea, but I'm trying to be mostly realistic here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
I'm trying to be mostly realistic.
I'm excited about our next topic because this is one I've been wanting to talk about for a while.
This one?
Yes.
All right. So we are going to switch it up. We are going to talk some football. So today, John started a no contact, a dead period here for football. And Wednesday is National Signing Day. Stein has picked up about 5 unranked that are going to be basically walk-ons. That a running back, a couple of cornerbacks, some decent pieces here. He is also trying to get the Berryman kid that was committed to Texas just a month or two ago. So we'll see if he can pick up more. He's got the Clark kid that was committed to Michigan that they flipped. He'll be signing on National Signing Day on Wednesday. So he does have some pieces here to add on Wednesday.
You know, I was watching the Andy and Ari on 3 show.
Yeah.
The national media. And they had Steins on there and they was interviewing him. And this is what he said. And if this don't fire you up, your wood's wet. So I'm just going to just read what he said. I always look at Kentucky as a place where why can't this be a premier place? You have everything you want facility-wise. You have backing from the administration. You have elite fans. You can recruit north, south, go east or west. There's no reason in hell this place can't be a destination job for a coach or a player.
I mean, he's definitely confident. That's the reason why he's here. I mean, he left, a great opportunity to maybe get a national championship ring out there with Dan Lanning, and came to Kentucky here. That's why he's here. He's doing a great job in the portal. We've talked about that. I did want to bring up the National Signing Day on Wednesday. He's still working to add a few pieces here to the 2026 class and doing layman's work in the 2027 and 2028 class the last 3 weeks for visits.
He's going after some top guys. I kind of want to break down a little bit, Brad, the depth chart real quick.
So I do have grades for the roster on here, John. Mm-hmm. So I was going to do it that way, but if you want to talk a little bit about the depth chart as we go, we can do that.
Go wide receiver. I still have my issues here. Nick Anderson, he's not been healthy. They do get DJ Miller back. They get Ferguson, the kid from Arkansas. He's really good. The Carr, I think he was a FCS kid.
Yeah.
Daisy from UAB, and then they got the Kaufman kid from Louisville, which I felt like was just a decent piece. I mean, he's not an overly top piece, but he's a decent piece that can help the team. I would give them a C. It's a wait and see with them, I think.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think the wide receiver room is probably a C. I'll agree with that. My tight ends, man, I think this tight end group is an A. I really do.
Henry Boyer, Elijah Brown. You got Willie Rodriguez. I think this group.
Mikael Skinner. Don't leave out Skinner.
Yeah, this team can be really good. My left tackles, Lance Hurd, Malachi Woods returning. Abba Selm is back. Olaf's Allanen from Alabama. Colton Price. They got the Max Anderson kid. Actually, they got 2 kids from Tennessee.
They did.
He's a backup center to Price. Shabola, the transfer from Ohio State. Now, I feel like they're going to miss Jalen Farmer, though. Jalen Farmer was a big piece to them. That's going to be tough. Then they got Mark Robinson kid at right tackle. I feel like you give this group an A. He went out into the portal, and he just went to work with the offensive line. I feel like
I agree with that. I agree with that as well, man. I really like the offensive line work. I actually think the offensive line work that he did in the portal was the best that he did, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I definitely give the offensive line an A. Let's go quarterback. And I'm not just talking about Minchie here. So what do you think the overall room is in the quarterback room?
I think it's Minchie and the long kid from Marshall, Jack A. Long. I think he can be really good. You put a quarterback under Will Stein, I ain't too worried about it, Brad. Will Stein's good at developing quarterbacks. He's good at putting plays together, and I think Joe Sloan
You don't think Podotowski will wind up being number 2?
I think he'll get there. I just think he's a freshman. Just going to take some time to kind of get used to the familiarity with the team, But I think Kenny Mincy's probably going to be your starter. And then I look at the running backs, okay?
Wait a second. You didn't give me a grade. What's your grade overall on that?
Gotta be. I'm still kind of more like towards a C. I'm still kind of on the fence about the court. But I think Kenny Mincy, if you've watched him play, there were certain games in Notre Dame games.
I'm going to say B-, and that's not a knock on Mincy. It's more I'm kind of worried about the rest of the room. I think Brandon Ward is still there. That could be but he was a red shirt, didn't do nothing last year. I'm just not sure after Mincy. So let's talk about running back.
Well, you got Javante Barnes from Oklahoma. You got C.J. Baxter from Texas. You got Jason Patterson returning. Listen, I would give this a B+. Like, if healthy, this might be one of the best running back rooms in the country.
If they can stay healthy, here's what I like about the running back room. Here's the difference for me. Barnes and Baxter both, and expect to see Baxter doing this a lot. They're both really good pass catchers out of the backfield.
They are.
They're both really, really good pass catchers out of the backfield. And actually, Jason Patterson's not bad either as a pass catcher out of the backfield. I think that might be this running back room strong point. I'm going to give it a B. It could be a B+. It could get to an A if Baxter stays healthy and has the kind of year that he's capable of having.
Yep.
All right, let's talk defense. Defensive line, John, I really like the work they did in keeping some returnees to start with on the defensive line.
Yeah, you got Kalen Edwards. He returns. I think Jaden Williams is back. Tavion Gadsden.
Gadsden's a big one.
Harkless, getting him from Purdue. He's actually a local kid, Frederick Douglass. Ahmad Bro from LSU. He might be the best pickup of the portal on the defensive side. The kid can play, man. The kid can absolutely play. And then you got.
I really like the defensive line pieces. I don't. That may be the strong point on this defense.
Well, I think the secondary is going to be pretty good. You got, I think, strong safety. You got Ty Bryant. You got Dylan Williams. You got Jesse Anderson, the transfer from Pitt. Then out in the back, you got Jordan Castile, the safety from Florida. The Cyrus Reyes that was a depth piece from Mississippi State. You got
the nickel, the guy that's going to play the nickel. I don't know if you're going to include him in the linebackers or the safeties, but
the Quayshee Scott. You got Jaden Smith, and you got Aaron Gates, the two transfers from Florida. Him and Castile. I think they're a big plus. And then I think you give those guys a B because I feel like they hit the portal good with some of those guys. Anderson, he can kind of switch. He's actually a wide receiver / punt returner / strong safety. Like he plays all the fields, which I think you can use a guy like that, like they did with Ty Bryant last year doing punt returns and whatnot. Then you go to cornerbacks. You got Terrion Nichols.
That's the one that kind of worries me.
The reason I say that is because he don't stay healthy. And, he goes down. What happened?
They did bring back Nasir Addison. He went in the portal, and then they brought him back.
Well, they get Grant Drayton back, which is
Grant Drayton. Yeah, Grant will be a good piece coming back.
I think Kevis Thomas is back. And then they get Sykes, the kid from Western Carolina, which I think is a very underrated player. And then you kind of got defensive end. And, cornerbacks I would probably put as a C for right now.
I'm going as a C. I actually think that's probably the weakest link
until we kind of figure the spring. And then you got the DNs, Tyler Thomas, the transfer from South Alabama. McQueese Humphrey Grace is back.
And you got Sam Green.
You got Jared Smith back, which I think is a big put. I think is he back, Jared Smith?
The other Smith, not the twin brothers, but the other one is back.
The other Smith is the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
I think there you kind of put them with the nose tackle and DTs.
Brian Robinson. Remember this name. Brian Robinson was a 4-star top 100 guy that's still on this roster that is built like a brick house. I mean, he is going to be a redshirt sophomore here. He's still on this team, still a part of this team. He has not went anywhere. He should be a kill. In year 3, we should see a huge jump in his play. He was committed to Michigan. He flipped to us in 2024 class. He should be a big piece for this team, to be honest.
And then you got the linebacker room, which I think, I think they're better than what people think. You got Grant Godfrey, you got Elijah Barnes, the transfer from Texas, Tavian Wallace, the linebacker from Arkansas.
Those two pickups are really nice. Now they're going to be sophomores.
His brother was Trevin Wallace, the one that plays for the Panthers now. Played at UK, had the big play, the field goal block
return.
Changed the game. And then you got Antoine Smith, which is a big piece for us. So middle linebacker, and then you got different names for linebackers. One backer, 2 backer, 3 backer, 4. Like there's Jack linebacker. Like, listen, this is just for now. But Stein's probably going to have all this prepared by spring. Well, a few guys will be prepared for spring. There might be a few guys sitting out for certain injuries. But the thing I love about Will Stein is he's willing to do a spring game. He's willing to get that back.
Yep.
Something that's been missed, I think, with Kentucky football. That kind of needs the interaction with the fans. And
my grades, John, just real quick, run this through. My grades on defense, I'm going to give the D line, I'm going to give them a B+. The edge, I'm giving a B. The linebackers, I'm giving a B+. The safeties, I'm actually giving an A. And the cornerbacks, I'm giving a C.
I'll say this about Ty Bryant and Castile. You might be looking at 2 of the best safeties in the country.
I think it's going to be the best tandem in the SEC, to be honest.
Yeah, they're going to be good. And a lot of people are
special teams, John. I know we don't know exactly who's going to be the returners and things like that just yet. Nick Anderson might be.
Probably will be. And then you got then you kind of got the kickers.
He brought in some long snappers. He brought in kickers. You still got Oweh there. He brought in a punter, an Australian punter. He brought in several pieces for the special teams here. He
did. I like that, the way he did that. I felt like you got to have, the O'Hara kid from Murray State is one of the top punters in the FCS. I'll be honest with you, Brad. I'm seeing a lot of 3-9, 4-9, and I get it because the schedule does not favor the Cats.
I think we'll be better than 3-9. Some of those people, the SEC Mike and the SEC Unfiltered, they don't ever give Kentucky any credit.
Did you see the wins that he gave us, the SEC Mike? It was Youngstown State, South Alabama, and Louisville.
Yeah, I know. SEC Mike, you crazy, man. Anyway, for real, I don't understand. Like, listen, I don't think this Kentucky team is going to be 9-3 or 8-4 or nothing like that. I don't see that, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think we can compete with South Carolina. I wouldn't surprise me if we can compete with Vanderbilt. I think we can compete with Missouri. I think we could beat Florida at home. We have several years. I think we can beat Florida at home.
Where you're really going to flip this season, Brad, and me and Dad was talking about this yesterday, is you're going to have to win one or two of the toss-ups, like the Vanderbilt, the Missouri games on the road, Florida.
Yeah.
It may be a Tennessee.
South Carolina on the road again. Somehow we get Florida at home and South Carolina on the road again.
Now, granted, the Tennessee game's on the road in Knoxville, so that's going to be a tough doozy. I'll tell you something that would really bust my cakes is second game of the year. You got Alabama.
Bama at home.
Okay? And you got Kalen DeBoer. There's a lot of people that's not real happy with him.
I hope he comes to Lexington with his suitcase.
And you with his bag. Kentucky team, a first-year coach.
I'm kidding, y'all. Kidding. Don't say that I said that that's going to happen just yet.
I would imagine there would be security at the state line if Kentucky wins this game. I'm
just saying. I'm hoping that's what happens. That's what I said.
I'm not saying Kentucky's going to win. Don't quote me on that because everybody is like, oh, he said he predicted Kentucky to win the game. No, I'm saying if it happens,
Wireman, I think we can get to 6 wins. I'll be honest with you. I think Stein is going to figure out a way. I think he's got the offense. I think we're going to be a hell of a lot better offensively than anybody's going to give us credit for. I think Baxter and Barnes are going to be really helpful out of the backfield in the passing game. I think the tight ends are going to be fantastic. I expect Skinner and Willie Rodriguez to be some of the top tight ends in the SEC next year, to be honest with you. I think it's going to come down to the defense. I think our edge play has to be good for us to really be good, and I think our corners. I think that's our weakest links on this team, to be quite honest with you. Listen, the edge play, I like Sam Green. He could not stay healthy last year. Humphrey Grace is really good. I like him. I just think he's going to need some help. So the outside of the defense, the edge and the corners, I think is what's going to make a big difference on how many wins this team can find. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be 8 or 9 or 10 or nothing like that. Let's just hope we can push for 6. Maybe 7 would be a max for me right now. But I'm going to say early on, Wireman, that we can push for 6.
Yeah.
What do you think, John?
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, guys. That's going to wrap up that part. I do have 2 other quick topics. John may not know a lot about this. I've done a little bit of research today. So the Kentucky baseball season starts next weekend. And I just want to give a little shout out here. We'll do a little bit of talk here on the show about baseball and softball. I've got both on here just a little bit. Kentucky baseball starts really soon. Like I said, it starts next weekend, but Kentucky projects as a high potential NCAA tournament caliber squad. The shortstop Tyler Bell is potential for a first round Major League Baseball pick. Matter of fact, I have seen him as high as number 2 on the board. And he's been in top 5s for many of them that I have seen. The starting left-hand pitcher, Ben Cleaver, his nickname is the Slim Reaper. He's like 6'6", and he's got a great nickname. His nickname is the Slim Reaper. Check out Ben Cleaver for Kentucky baseball this year. Just want to throw that in. Some offense. The offense features a deep, high-performing lineup with improved power and key returning starters. Pitching is projected to be a major strength with depth and experience returning, including Chase Alderman from injury. So he's expected to be a big piece as well. And expectations. Many of them are ranked and have Kentucky ranked in the preseason poll. With their strong starting rotation, improved power, could compete for the SEC title and maybe even chase a College World Series potential. There are some people who are picking them with an outside chance to rejoin the College World Series, which they did now be 2 seasons ago. They open next weekend, the 13th through the 15th at UNC Greensboro on the road. Their home opener is February 17th. It's a midweek game against Moorhead, February 17th. And then some of the early schedule non-con matchups include Western Kentucky on the 24th, a series with St. John's February 27th through March 1st. EKU, they play, I think those are midweek games, the 3rd and the 4th. And then they play Mercer on the weekend of March 6th through the 8th. I did not put their entire schedule on here or nothing, but I just want to let you guys know the Kentucky baseball is starting in the next, what is today, John, the 2nd? 11 days? Yeah, the next 11 days. And the potential is there for this baseball team to have a really good team. So if you are a fan of Kentucky, I just want to encourage you to pay attention and show a little love to Coach Minge and the baseball team. And then, John, I want to do another quick little shout out to the softball team. Kentucky softball actually starts this weekend. And the softball actually plays, they're going to be in Southern California for like almost 2 weeks. They start out this weekend on February the 6th. And they're going to be in San Diego and then in like Cal Poly or somewhere in Southern California. They have 2 different stops. They're going to be in the San Diego State season kickoff and the Stanford Invitational, where Stanford is. So they play 11 games. They have an 11-game Southern Cal road trip, John. Is that not crazy to think about?
That's wild. That's wild.
That's wild, isn't it? So the girls, because, okay, the weather plays a role in this. The reason why Kentucky does this, you guys can see that there's still snow. It's cold as hell on the ground out here. So the weather plays a role in this. The Kentucky girls do this, and their coach, they do this almost every single year. They're gone for like 2 or 3 weeks most of the time. And I just wanted to point that out, that the Kentucky girls softball starts this weekend, but they're going to be on the road in Southern Cal where it's warm. They're not going to be out here where playing softball and baseball where it's cold as crap.
Did you see that the other day, the Carson Newman, the game where they was playing in the snow?
In the snow, yeah. It's crazy. All right, the team is predicted to have a strong lineup with outfielder / designated. That says P. It should say designated hitter, I believe. Peyton Plotz emerging as one of the best hitters in the country after a breakout 2025 sophomore season where she led Kentucky in hits, home runs, and RBIs. So I think look for Peyton Plotz. There's also a couple of other people that I want to mention here real quick. Other returnees, 25, season 25 starters. Allie Blum was an infielder that's going to be a big one. Clarissa Hamilton is the catcher who is going to be a big piece for this team. Allie Hutchison plays a utility role for this team. Emery Donaldson is an outfielder that was a starter last year and is returnee. And then their pitcher is Sarah and John. Can you try to pronounce that? Because I ain't good with names. So
I can't either. I didn't want to butcher it. So
Handiges. I don't know how she pronounces her name, and I am so sorry if I butchered that like crazy. But she is going to be the main starter for this team. She is going to be one of the main pieces. And if you know softball, having a great pitcher is something that you absolutely have to have.
And some other good news to kind of push out here is our photographer is going to be at the Oklahoma game Wednesday night. That I forgot to mention that. So if all goes well.
Yep. All right. I think Wireman was talking about the football 6-6, I think.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to give a little bit of love here to the baseball and softball team. John, you're a big baseball fan. What do you think about going on an 11-game road trip to start the season off?
A lot of games, rest. You got to be prepared. You know, it's tough.
I don't know how they do that with school, but she does it every year. I've noticed the last 3 or 4 years.
The thing that gets you is the time change.
Yeah.
And just, focusing in on the game, your game plan. Because with these road trips,
they play Oregon, they play Cal Poly, they play Stanford, they play I forgot, it's
tough because you're going up against, good competition, and you're playing these games. Sometimes they're back to back, and you're tired.
On February 6th, they play. It's a doubleheader. They play 2 games on the 6th.
You get tired. Yeah. You wore out. They're going to be tested for sure.
Yeah. I guess if you're the girls, and if you think about it this way, I mean, my Lord, you get to go have a warm trip in the middle of winter, go to Southern Cal, go to San Diego, LA, a little bit above LA there where Stanford is. But I mean, you get to go to Southern Cal and probably be gone 10, 12, 14 days. I forgot exactly. I didn't look it all up, but it's pretty wild.
I'm a big baseball guy. I just don't watch a lot of college.
I know. I was just I just wanted to bring it up.
I watch more pro than I do college.
And then on the baseball side, that's just the beginning of the season there. I tried to list as many of them. I don't know if I got them all, but that's the early part of the schedule for the baseball team here. There's, a few really good pieces. Coach Minge has a good chance here for another special team and another special run. If you have not seen Ben Cleaver, the Slim Reaper, if you have not seen him pitch, man, check him out.
Proud Park.
I'm telling you.
Ain't it Kentucky Proud Park?
Yeah, Kentucky Proud Park. Yep. Yep.
By the
that's
way,
it.
Speaking of baseball, did you see where the Reds got Suarez back?
I did not.
Eugenio Suarez is back on the Reds.
Okay.
They signed him yesterday. At least the Dodgers ain't getting everybody else.
All right, man. So that's going to wrap up our show. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We enjoy covering Kentucky sports here at College Sportscast. We appreciate the University of Kentucky and all the things that we do and get a chance to see and use and be a part of and everything else. Just want to give a huge shout out to the University of Kentucky. Also, if you're a fan, check out that QR code up there. Go up there, use our code CSCast, and check out Home Field Apparel. They have some really, really great retro vintage mascots, logos, just teams, throwback teams.
I'm going to do a giveaway. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I could, we could just grab all of our followers and say comment.
You might just make it. You might just take a picture of it and make a post on our page, and ask people to comment for a size and just do a drawing from it.
That's what we'll have to do, most likely. So
might do something like that, John.
And
all right, guys, we will see you guys. Planning on seeing you guys Friday night for our college Sportscast Game Day Pick'em show.
Saturday.
What's that?
The slate for Saturday college basketball is on fire for the.
So we'll have some games to pick Friday night for you guys, and we'll be back on Friday night for our Game Day Pick'ems. This has been College Sportscast Wildcat Weekly. We appreciate you. This is season 4, episode 53. And this is week 24, I believe, of season 4. So
almost summertime, Brad. Winter for you is about. Brad told me yesterday. He said, "I'll be glad when all this crap gets out of here." He said,
"And it's been tough to even go anywhere. I've missed a couple of games that I was supposed to go to because I'm driving like 2 hours and plus and 2 hours and 20 minutes or whatever. So." Like it gets a little dangerous trying to do all this when you have all this weather. So
hopefully the snowman can kind of melt.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little much. So I'm just being on the safe side. But all right, we will try to get back into the swing of things when all this darn snow melts away. How about that?
See what I mean? He hates it.
All right, man. We'll catch y'all later. Y'all have a good night. We will see you on Friday for Game Day Pick'em.
Have a good one.